Okay, so today we're going to do some real-life calculus application. A lot of times people think math has no application, and so we're going to look at a graph and we're going to apply it to your life. So let's say this is a graph, ignore the axes, a graph of your life, and let's go ahead and say that this is success. Let's go ahead and say that going up is success, and this is time. So let's say that this is a section of your life. It keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. And so you're successful, being more successful, being less successful, and then being more successful. And so we'd say increasing, decreasing, increasing. And so my question to you, and this is actually a really important question for your life, is what on this graph are the most important points in your life? Most people are going to look at this and they're going to say the most important points are here, where I was the most successful, here, where I was the least successful, and then back on up. But those 2 points are going to define me, and I'm going to say that that is helpful, but it's not the most important points. We think that the most important points in our life are when we're the most successful and things are going great, or the least successful and things are going terrible. And some of you might think a little deeper, and you might say that the point where it went from going good to going bad is important, because you look at it a little deeper and you say, I was doing great, and then it started to dip down, and that was a point where things started to go wrong. And then some of y'all will look at it and you say, well, the point where I was going down and then I pulled myself back out and things started to go up, that was the most important point. This is the whole idea of hitting rock bottom. There's nowhere else to go but up, and that's a good idea. That's a good thought. But I want to teach you about something called a point of inflection. So a little calculus, if we take the second derivative and set it equal to 0, or find where it doesn't exist, we'll get points where the concavity changes. And what that means is simply this. We were going up, and then we were going down, and the function went from increasing to decreasing, but somewhere in here, there's a point of inflection. And what that does is it's the point where we were headed down and we were going to continue down, and we took a little step back and started to pull up. Our slope goes from decreasing quickly to increasing. Our slope, not the function, the slope, but that's the first step. See, that's the point in your life where your life is going downhill and you're making bad decisions and things are getting worse and worse and worse, and somebody offers you an opportunity, a little step, and you take it, and you take a step in the right direction. Are you still heading downhill? Yes. But you're pulling back a little bit. That's the point where you say no to that drink. You say no to doing something that you know is wrong, something that is going to continue to destroy your life, and you take a little step back. And eventually you do that just a little bit, and it slows and slows and slows the descent. And then you hit here, and yeah, you hit rock bottom, but you don't move up unless you hit this point first. And that point is the most important point in this graph of your life, in that section of your life, because this is the point where you made a decision where, yeah, it was still getting worse, but you started to get better. And then this point, yeah, you hit here and you go up. That is a point of inflection, and that is the most important point in your life. Stop putting too much emphasis here. Stop putting too much emphasis here. The best, the worst, whatever. Start making little changes here. That point of inflection here is what is going to change the course of your life. The little moments that no one notices, those are the most important.